Here's my thinking for this one.
Okay.
Is that we'll just talk like we always do. We'll just sit here and have
Sure.
our chat.
Sure.
And at some point during this chat, I will just hit the start recording button. So
Okay.
from now, anytime from now,
Anytime.
just assume that we are recording. Okay?
Okay.
Don't say anything from now that you wouldn't want your mother to see. Hey, I thought of something too, by the way.
Yeah.
Before we get into whatever you want to talk about, because we're planning on watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation soon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, it's on the list anyway.
Right. It is on the list.
When's the last time you watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation? I never said Total Annihilation then, because I've been looking up Total Annihilation. Not Mortal Kombat Total Annihilation. That's a fucking hell of a crossover.
Of the franchise or the film series anyway.
Yeah.
The last time I watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation, that was probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah, okay.
So I actually watched it a lot.
Did you really?
More than it deserved. Because I got it. So I talked Mum into buying me a bunch of videotapes for Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
And
like blank tapes or like
movies? No, from movies from Target, I think. And I went into the store and I got drawn to their James Bond section.
Okay.
Because I had not, I'd played the shit out of GoldenEye at that point, but I had not actually sat through a Bond film.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in there and I saw the whole section of James Bond. And so she said I could grab three films. I grabbed 3 James Bond movies.
Okay. Which three? Which 3 did you pick? Just on your blind? Do you remember? Well, going in completely blind and knowing nothing about James Bond. So you're going purely off the covers here, I'm guessing. GoldenEye has to have been one, right?
GoldenEye was not there.
Oh, no. Okay, all right.
You bet your butt I would have snapped that up.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I snapped up the closest approximate to GoldenEye. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Okay, all right.
That's
all right. That's not a bad movie.
But because of playing the game and absolutely loving in the game the Moonraker laser, I grabbed Moonraker.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Imagine if Moonraker... Imagine, did you... I'm guessing there's a part 2 to this story. I keep interrupting you.
Yeah. No,
Can you imagine Moonraker being your very first ever James Bond movie that you ever watched?
It was my second.
Was it really?
Second.
Imagine that being your introduction to James Bond.
Yeah, and it's
fuck
it's
me.
got some dark stuff in it too.
It's wild.
It is really wacky.
Yeah.
Roger Moore and he's funny Bond.
Yeah.
The funny Bond.
I'm funny Bond.
But it's got some dark stuff. It's got a woman that gets mauled by 3 bloody dogs.
It's messed up. It's messed up and it's weird. It's just a fucking it's a weird movie, Moonraker. It's just out there.
It is, yeah. The lasers, they just go like this weird noise, like this weird hum, but it's like a splat too.
Like they're spitting at each other.
Yeah. So I grabbed that, and I can't remember what else I grabbed. It might have been one of the Connery ones.
All right.
But when I brought them to Mum, because I wanted these 3.
I love that you grabbed Moonraker because you recognize the Moonraker laser in the Golden. A whole fucking movie about that weapon. That's amazing. I'm taking it.
Well, I love that, but lasers in a bullets game. So yeah, I wanted to give it a shot. But when Mum knew I hadn't seen a James Bond movie before.
Yeah.
So when I took that 3. This was $90,
Oh wow!
VHSs back in at Target retail. This is before DVD.
Yeah.
So they were $20 to $30 each, and so she was like, "That's a hell of a lot of money on something Scott might not actually like at all."
Yeah, true.
So she said, "Why don't I get something else instead of 3 Bond films?" So I put the 3rd one back. I can't even remember what it was. And I picked up Mortal Kombat Annihilation because I
I need to know. I need to know what Bond movie you put back to swap for Mortal Kombat fucking Annihilation. Oh God!
It was not a good deal.
It was a good trade.
And that's how I got finally got my hands up, because I missed it at the movies. I really wanted to go, but couldn't at the time.
Dodged a bullet there.
A friend of mine in high school had seen it, but no one I knew had it or anything. Video stores were on their way, sort of out, nearly.
Yeah,
like just they were slow, and I couldn't get to one. So I saw it there. I wanted actually, I think, get the original, but because I loved it so much.
I'm just looking at what year, unless you know already.
97, I think.
You think it's 97?
I think it's 97. I think the original was 95.
You were fucking spot on, yeah. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, 1997. Okay.
And
but it was not until about 10 years ago you would have been in your 20s.
Yeah. Last time I saw it, I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Or probably in my early 30s. It's been a fair few years, but and it's heavily based on Mortal Kombat 3, which I hadn't played at the time.
Okay.
When I first got it, so I'd played the crap out of number 1 and number 2, but didn't have a chance at never had a shot at number 3. This was before I learnt about emulators.
Yeah. Okay.
And which was my first go of it. So yeah, I had no idea about the movie. I was just excited for more Mortal Kombat. I actually liked it, although some of the things in it made my brain itch.
Yeah.
But it did the same thing the Street Fighter Van Damme movie did, where they just threw in an overabundance of characters. But at least, unlike the Street Fighter movie, they actually made some attempt at almost introducing them.
Yeah.
T-Hawk, you wouldn't even know.
No, you wouldn't.
Is there in that movie, in the Street Fighter movie. But yeah, they threw everyone in this movie.
Yeah.
They threw everyone sort of at the time in the movie, which I was excited for. And then I used to rewatch that over and over because I didn't have a copy of the original. And then it wasn't until DVDs sort of hit and I was in my early 20s, I got a copy of the original on DVD and finally got to rewatch that again after having spent so many years watching Annihilation.
Yep.
And holy crap.
That doesn't seem like an Oscar winner.
It freaking does. It freaking does.
Mortal Kombat's a fucking amazing movie.
It does. And the thing that sort of stuck out for me is how epic the final fight, so to speak, the final fight is of the original Mortal Kombat compared to the final fight of Annihilation.
I thought in Annihilation they did the whole like they paired them all up, didn't they? Like they paired them all off with each other. They didn't have one big rumble. It was like, right, you're fighting you and you're fighting you. I actually did think that was kind of clever, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen Mortal Kombat Annihilation since I was in high school. That's when I watched it, right? So I've got nothing to go on. There's no like, I wonder if it's gotten better with age. Like I have not watched this film since then, and I thought it was shit as a teenager. As a teenage boy, I thought this movie was shit. I can only imagine what this is going to be like when we finally have a look at it.
Finally see it again. I think I'll still look at it more favorably than you, without a doubt.
How long does it go for? Do you know?
Oh, geez. I'm thinking just an hour and a half to 2. Not even
fucking 2. I don't know how many hours of our life we're wasting here. Annihilation runtime. It is an hour and a half. Okay.
Yep.
That's better than it could be.
Yeah. I think the original went for longer.
Yeah, okay. All right. Back when movies went for 90 minutes, that was just the standard movie back then. It'll be interesting because there's got to be something that can take down Street Fighter as just the worst piece of shit dumpster movie I've ever watched.
I don't think it's going to be Annihilation.
You think Annihilation is going to be better than Street Fighter? I do remember. Again, I don't remember really the story. I don't remember any of who's in it or why or whatever.
There's a story.
I remember they fucking love their like filming their somersaults. Right? I remember that. I remember every fight's got at least 6 fucking slow-mo somersaults or something in it. It's like, Jesus Christ, just hit someone. You're just fucking flipping around all over the place.
I'm trying to think. So the guy who plays Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat movie, he's the choreographer.
Oh, right.
All the fight scenes. In Annihilation, I think he did most of them in number 2. I don't know if he did all of them.
Yep.
But he did most of them. In Annihilation, he was the dude in charge.
Oh, the fucker loves front flips, I tell you. Jesus.
And here's a bit of interesting trivia for you, talking about Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So, as bad as the Van Damme Street Fighter movie is, there is one worse, which is the fucking Street Fighter Chun-Li spin-off sort of.
Oh, that's the more recent one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Kristen Crowick. The chick who played Lana Lang from Smallville.
I don't think I've tried to go anywhere fucking near a live action Street Fighter anything since that Van Damme movie.
So they made this this sort of origin story for Chun-Li and it's so dreadful.
Okay.
So dreadful, and of course I own it on DVD. That was the only way I could have viewed it. I didn't have internet.
Okay. The only way you could get your hands on it was to go.
There's no streaming. The only way I could get my hands on it was to actually waste money on it.
Could you have bought a Bond film instead?
No, because they weren't on DVD at that stage.
Any Bond film.
Anyway, the guy who plays Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat films also plays Gen, the Kung Fu master from the Street Fighter Alpha series in that movie.
Right. I like Gen.
He's a bit more of a...
Oh, that's it.
He's a bit more of a hard ass, but...
Yeah, okay. So interesting. But don't go near it, you think. It's awful.
Don't go near it. I can bring it.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Look, we've got enough fucking dog shit to get through without adding more to the pile, man. I'm going to feel like Jeff Goldblum and Jurassic. That's one big pile of shit. No, we don't need it.
But yeah, no. I personally think Annihilation is a better movie. But
you think it's better than Street Fighter, Van Damme Street Fighter? If you're watching this, leave a comment. What's better, Mortal Kombat Annihilation or Van Damme Street Fighter? What's the better of the two or the worst of the two movies? Should we ask?
Worst of the two, I guess. Which is crapper?
Yeah, which is the worst? Which is the worst movie out of? That's what I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find a movie worse than Van Damme Street Fighter. Is Mortal Kombat Annihilation worse than Van Damme Street Fighter or not? Let us know.
Like, they both have an overabundance of characters. They both have a crappy storyline, although the Street Fighter one is a bit more convoluted than the Mortal Kombat one. The acting is horrendous in both, but you got to give it up to Habish.
You got to give it up to Habish. You son of a bitch.
What's the dude from Russell?
I nearly bought this for you too. If it didn't cost so much to ship it over here, I found someone on eBay selling like some promotional photos of Van Damme Street Fighter in like just different, like it's like someone's just gone, give us 10 of your best, and he's gone like 10 different ones of these, like slightly different. Some of he's smiling, some he's serious, and like I was like, I might buy one of those for Scott to frame up.
No, please don't. Oh,
it was too. I think they were too expensive for what I would be willing to throw away on a gag. But it was just funny. This one seller had 10 of these things, slightly different pictures of Van Damme.
You sure? Like, I'll pay you to take them.
Yeah. I'll send you the links later. You can have a look. So it was worth it just for a giggle. We haven't introduced ourselves. We should do that, everybody. My name's Jamie Dean. I'm here with Scott, who's here.
Hey everyone.
We're just hanging out, having a chat. We're calling it the Retro Ramble here on Sidescrollin, where Scott and I like to just hang out and talk about old shit from when we were younger. And we thought, we do this all the time. We thought, let's record one and see if anyone's interested in it. So that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Oh, man. Okay.
Today's subject is Mortal Kombat Annihilation versus Street Fighter.
Fuck me, running.
But, they're both dreadful.
All right, let's. I've got another question to ask you that's a lot more positive, hopefully, than that. We'll get an answer on that. We'll get an answer on that in the near future, hopefully. And we'll come back on the next one of these.
We'll find out.
And I will deliver my verdict on whether I think it's worse or not. How did you go with Twilight Princess? That's what I really want to find out, because we haven't talked about that yet.
No. Playing Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U.
And is this the first time? When's the last time before this that you played regular Twilight Princess?
Its release. On Wii.
So right, same as me. So I've only ever played Twilight Princess when it came out, really, and so this is the first time you've played it since then.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that you liked Twilight Princess on release.
Yeah. Yeah.
You thought it was good. You were very, very excited for it.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, go. How did it stack up these days?
So I did like the HD version of it. Seeing crisper graphics was made it a lot easier to tell what the hell I was looking at.
Yeah, it was very blurry, Twilight, wasn't it?
Particularly, and particularly when it came to the the spirits that are at the water fountains.
Oh, I can't remember.
They're like made of light.
Oh, yeah.
These creatures that are made of light.
And it was just like a white haze.
Yes, I couldn't tell what they were. This I could.
Okay.
So it was a much nicer. It was nice coming back to it with clearer graphics. But I don't remember so much of it. Like I didn't remember so much of it. It was like I'd completely forgotten about more like 3/4 of the game at least.
Yeah, right.
When I revisited it.
I'm in a very similar situation, I think. Like I remember parts, like if I see sections on YouTube, it sort of sparks a memory of like, oh yeah, I do remember that part, or I do remember this, I do remember that person or whatever. But I don't inherently remember it myself, if that makes sense.
No, I wasn't even getting the sparks.
Yeah, okay.
I remember.
So it was like playing it all for the first time sort of thing.
Almost, yeah. It was. I remembered a few things, but most of it I totally forgot.
Okay.
I hated it then, and I still hate it now. The fucking wolf howling.
Oh,
The music. So don't get me wrong. I love the idea of it that you're using a wolf that howls as the sort of musical instrument.
Yeah.
I thought that was a brilliant idea. The thing I hated though, and still do now, is the controlling the pitch. Like, why couldn't it just be like back in fucking Ocarina where you just
hit a button
and that's it?
Yeah.
It takes care of the pitch itself. Or in Wind Waker where you just hold the joystick left, hit the button, right, hit the button.
Because when you're trying to get it right, it sounds like someone's strangling a fucking dog.
That's exactly how. And I was thankful I played it with my fiance Sylvia when we were doing, because we were playing it together. So we were hot seating the controller, and I was glad I was playing it with her, because there were quite a few times where I just handed the pad to her because I was just getting fucking frustrated with this fucking dog. Like, it was driving me nuts. I just hated the whole pitch thing. And you're
not a dog owner either, like, so this is it. This is your dog experience.
Like it's not just like in Ocarina, when you had to play a song for the first time, when you were taught a song for the first time, once you got it, you got it.
Yeah.
And then it plays the melody properly, like cinematically, after that. But with this, it's like once you learn the fucking how, it then takes you to like where that rock that you're sitting on top of, the cliff face, and then you have to play it again.
Yeah.
So you've just spent like a good couple of minutes frustratingly trying to fucking learn this damn thing, and then you finally get, and you're like, oh, good.
Oh, thank God, that's over.
That's over, and it's like, no, play it again. It's like, fuck you. just like, oh, I hated it. Oh, I really hated it. The only saving grace it has is that when you get some of the pitch right, it has this sort of faint blue on the bar.
I think I remember that.
But yeah, but a lot of the time that wasn't as helpful as what it should be. So I was like just with the joystick going up and down, like, just to like reveal as much of the blue as I could. So it's like, okay, I've got to go up, high, then middle, then low, and all that. I fucking hated it.
All right, so all positives out of the gate then, by the sounds of things.
But it was really good not having to play with motion controls.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that actually, because I remember not being a real big fan of that.
Like I liked it back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a double-edged sword, pardon the pun, so to speak, with the controls. So I loved not having to sit there like I'm being fucking stung with a cattle prod, swinging this Wiimote around like an idiot, thinking, "Oh, I'm a badass. I'm Link. I'm just fucking you guys up." And then when something,
I've never been stung with a cattle prod. I don't know what the appropriate reaction to that is. Is that like, stop it?
But yeah, it's So I was thankful that I didn't have to do that with I was thankful I didn't have to play the game twiddling the Wii remote to fight, just to initiate combat. So I loved that aspect to it. Yeah. The bittersweet part of it, though, was one of my fondest memories of Twilight Princess is the fishing.
Oh, of course. Oh, fucking of course.
I love the fishing.
Oh, and they've robbed you of that in the motion controls, haven't they?
Yes,
they've taken it away from you. Your favorite part of the game.
Robbed me of the definitive fishing experience again. So I was like, when I finally got to the watering, I finally got a rod and I put it in the lake, and I was like, this feels a bit weird. I don't know. I can't peg it. And then, when I finally found my way to the fishing hole and got to actually use the lures, the actual, fishing lures that you see fully with the camera in the water.
Yeah.
And you see the fish grab them. And then I finally clued on. I was like, oh my God, I'm not reeling it in.
Yeah.
And it just like.
Oh,
like this is okay. I miss my fishing, but yeah, it's okay. It's good to be fishing again, but it's not what it was on the Wii without the motion controls on
best
the
part of the game ruined.
It was the best part of the game.
All right, there we go. So far, your experience with Twilight HD has been: I hate the wolf and I hate the fishing. So we're 2 for 2 on this game is shit.
Disappointed in the fishing.
Yep.
But no. It was good playing through it again. We had a few points where we sort of didn't know where the fudge to go.
Yeah.
Like just where the fuck to go. We're just sort of lost.
Yeah. Okay. Because it didn't clearly tell you.
No. It did.
Go here.
No, it didn't a few times.
Yeah.
But that's the part of sort of exploring the world and doing things. But because I was also playing it with Sylvia, and we would only get a couple, an hour, maybe two to play only a few nights a week, was sort of more like wanting to make progress.
Yeah.
Each time. But we did more in this game than what I did in my initial playthrough. We actually did everything in this game.
Oh wow, okay.
We full heart containers, all the bugs. And I seem to recall there being a lot more bugs in the game to catch than what the HD version did.
Oh,
but no, it's the same amount, but it just felt like more back in the day. but it was a fun experience. It was made easier, with the lack of motion controls, and it was I'm glad we went back. I still hate that fucking spinner item.
No, that's great.
I hate the spinner. See, Sylvie loves it. She loves the spinner.
Yeah, it's great. It's good.
I hate it because it was so out of place as a Zelda item.
No, it's fantastic.
Link has had some wacky shit, but that was like surfing on a Beyblade.
It's awesome, man. Let it rip. It's great.
But yeah, it was it was good to go back to. I'm glad we did, and I was always excited to play it every time we were up to something new.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
I did really like Zant.
Yeah.
As a villain, and I actually wish this was his game.
Yep.
I wish this was his game.
Ganon certainly seems like a little bit of like an afterthought almost in Twilight, doesn't he?
Yeah. He did back then, and he still did now. It should have just been Zant as the main villain.
Yeah.
He was a lot more compelling than Ganon.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the bosses in Twilight Princess being particularly good.
Yes, they were
really good boss fights.
Really good. So I, when I played it on the Wii, I was blown away by the final boss fight series. Like, there's 4 fights.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah. With Ganon, and I was absolutely blown away by them. And the final one, like the burning ring of fire.
Yeah.
If you
the jewel,
Johnny Cash.
Yep.
With the jewel, that was fantastic back in the day. And I loved that he used to kick the crap out of me back in the day, because it made me have to learn, apply what I've learned, rather than just running up to him and war of attrition. Just it more.
Just wail on him.
Again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a damn good fight, and I still love the fact that this is the most useful Zelda I've ever had in a Zelda game, where she actually does stuff and helps you out. Like she's on the back of the horse, pot shotting Ganon with the bow, which I absolutely loved. It's like, oh, you didn't just get kidnapped this time. You're not just going to stand there looking at me as I'm getting my ass beat to shit. But yeah, so the fact that she helps out was still fun. It was a bit harder this time around to remember how to fight that fight, like on the horseback. Because did you have to get in front of him because Zelda's on the back of the horse, or did you have to trail behind him? And it took me a bit to work that out.
Yeah.
But the sword fight was still freaking awesome. And
did you like the sword fight better without motion controls or not?
No, I think I liked it more with motion controls, because with motion controls I wasn't as good a fighter. Oh,
okay. Oh, you're too fucking good with the buttons. I whooped him.
I was better with the buttons than I was with the motion controls, so the fight wasn't as tough.
And I guess maybe it was tuned with that knowledge in the first place a little bit, like that people would be just flailing away a little bit.
It does have motion controls on the gamepad, but I don't know if that means like sword fighting's like holding this thing with the tablet.
Oh man, cool. All right, so what would you score it out of 10?
Oh, what would I score out of 10? I'd give it a 7.
7 out of 10. Okay, which for you is basically like a 10 out of 10. I feel Scott's a harsh critic.
No.
7 is a 10 on the Scott scale. That's the best Zelda that's ever been made. Wow.
No, there's plenty other. I do enjoy Twilight Princess. I did really like it. Holy shit though, the graphics, I have to say, really changed how it was. When I played Twilight Princess for the first time on the Wii, you know how you're in the shadow version of Hyrule and of the castle, and you're like, as the dog, being nooks and places and stuff. For some reason, I think it was because of the graphics at the time, I thought it was underwater. The shadow version of Hyrule Castle, I thought was actually underwater.
I can see that.
In
yep.
the Wii version.
Because it's so blurry.
Yeah, yes. It's hazy, it's blue.
Yep.
It's got a blue haze to it. So yeah, I for some and it never says anything in the story. It just says the Twilight Realm.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I felt like it was underwater, but I did.
Okay.
I felt like it was deep underwater or something. But this time it's like I was thinking, where's the water? Oh, it's just a shadow realm. Like
right.
That's all it was. Not deep in the freaking depths of the ocean like I originally thought it was. So yeah, that was new.
Okay.
A new little odd little thing. Like my memory of it, made me think that okay, we're in the water or like it's sunken or something like that. I think it's possibly because of like good old Wind Waker and like
when you go down to the castle, yeah.
But it was really good. I'm glad we got to revisit it. I do have a soft spot for Twilight Princess. Not the best Zelda, but certainly better than most.
Yeah. Nice. What would it have scored if the fishing was good?
If the fishing was good,
I'd still be playing it. I wouldn't be sitting here.
I'd still be playing it. I would have put it at a 7.5. Probably.
Okay, a whole 0.5. That's a 12 out of 10 with the fishing good on the regular scale, on the metric system. If you're using that,
it like the bugs. Like I remember feeling like there was a lot more bugs. I felt like there was like 60 bugs in the world to collect, but there's only 24.
Yeah.
With the fishing, I thought there was a lot more species available to fish for.
Oh yeah, okay.
But no, it's just like there's like I think 6, maybe 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was So that was sort of a bit like also disappointed. It's like okay, I thought there was a lot more because I remember spending a lot more time doing the fishing than I am now. But
Twilight Princess, full of disappointments. 7.5 out of 10.
Still good. It's still a good game. It's just it robbed me of my motion controlled fishing experience.
Would rather have had a James Bond film. Nice. Well, yeah, it's still on my list to play. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to get to it. I don't know when I'll get to it, actually. We were on a little Zelda kick there for a little while, Nala and I, but now we're... Yeah,
I seriously thought you guys had started
Yeah, we were queued up. We were really queued up. Although we sort of took a break from Wind Waker for a little while. We went back to it fairly recently and kept on making progress towards the end game.
Yep.
So we might get there after we knock this one on the head and move on to Twilight Princess. I can see us moving on to it, but it's just it's time. It's all time and everything.
Yeah,
we'll get there. We'll get there at some point. And if we don't, then I'm sure. I want to try it again to see what I think of it these days. I'd like to. I really that's the one Zelda title that I think I'm most interested in revisiting. Because for the same reason, because I can't really I remember not liking it when I first played it. Being really just this is not for me. I didn't like the direction that they went in. And then I remember I actually didn't finish it, and I came back a little while later with Gary, and the two of us finished it together. And I liked it a lot more on the second run out, essentially, because I got rid of those expectations from the first one. And
so you guys started it from scratch together?
I can't remember whether we started it from scratch. I mean, maybe we started from scratch, or maybe we picked up from where I had left off. I can't quite remember. It was so long ago. Like I said, it was on launch, whenever that was. I can't remember which way it went, but I do remember we finished it, and I remember liking it a lot more, coming back to it. So like I said, I remember it positively. Like even like when I see the stuff about it, the clips and things, I'm like, oh yeah, that was cool. Oh yeah, that was cool. So I feel like it's one that as more time passes, I think it rises in my mind. It's like, oh yeah, actually Twilight Princess was pretty good. I remember you didn't like it, but it actually was pretty good. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Dual claw shots.
Hey?
Dual claw shots.
Dual claw shots, baby. That's right. Spider-Man. I think, I'll be interested to see whether I still but much like you, when I come back to it to play, it'll be kind of like experiencing it for the first time all over again. Even though in my mind I'm like, yes, I do like this game. You know, it's a weird one, Twilight Princess. But I love it. I do love the game. But it just took some time for me to love it. I didn't love it immediately. In fact, I didn't like it at all immediately. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, some things are just like that, Scott.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to warm to things. Sometimes it takes decades to warm to something.
Yeah.
Until you can stomach sitting on a fucking stream doing shit with them. And
and on that note, I am looking forward to one day trying Skyward Sword again. That was my Zelda I was looking
that's
forward
right.
to, but
the one you didn't
disappointed with when it came out.
Try the HD version and see what's up.
I will try the HD version because I think, again, I
don't think the HD version of that game is going to fix the problems with that game, because the problems with that game are, I actually didn't think were mechanical. I didn't think that the motion controls on Skyward Sword were an issue. I thought they were quite good. I think the way the game is structured is very repetitive, and upping it to HD is not going to fix the fact that the game is quite repetitive for quite a long time. You know? So if you didn't like, I can't see anybody who didn't like Skyward Sword for that reason coming back to HD and going, "Oh, this is fucking great." You know, I think you will still won't like it.
It's more the game that it's just like with Twilight Princess and going to the HD version. Things were just sharper. So I could make out things better than
Skyward Sword HD is gorgeous. It is beautiful. So,
I'm looking forward to. Okay, so this is what this was supposed to look like. Back then. Because I remember, I really didn't like the character of Girahim.
No, you didn't. I love him, but you hate him.
I did not know what the hell he was supposed to look like in the Wii version.
Right.
I didn't know what he fucking looked like. If someone was
a cool jester man. Sexy jester man.
Okay, draw a picture of Girahim. I wouldn't.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Jesus Christ. It was sharper than fucking Twilight Princess.
No, it's on the same system.
I know, but it still looked better.
But I was just like, he's got diamonds, a shit haircut, and fucking red cravat or scarf or something, and that's it. That is it.
So you don't like the character design. It's not that you're like you don't think he's particularly memorable. It's not that you couldn't visually see what he looked like.
I didn't like his design. I couldn't make out what the hell he was. Like what he's supposed to. He looks like a reject.
Boy, what are you?
He looks like a reject court jester.
Yeah.
But I couldn't for my life of me fathom what that was doing in a Zelda game. It was like this is weird. You don't see you see people armored up.
Yeah,
you know, like you see people in armor or they're.
You had your fucking Beyblade in the title before it, and now you got a court jester. All right, just don't question it. You just fucking go with it.
So yeah.
Oh, man.
But I don't remember enjoying Skyward Sword. I loved the sailing in Wind Waker, but I was bored with the flying in Skyward Sword.
The flying in Skyward Sword was a glorified menu. Like there was not much to do or see. Even though it was cool to do, once you'd done it, you'd done it. Like there wasn't anything new.
And you're always doing it.
And you're doing a lot of it. Yeah, exactly. I can't. And we talked about this when we did our retrospective, is that like I love Skyward Sword, but I can't fault anyone for not liking it. Any criticism someone raises of Skyward Sword, I'm like, yep, you're right. Yep. I still like it. But yeah, you're 100% right.
And I remember back in the day I wasn't fond of what is the what's Ganon's pre-form in that called?
Oh, that's fucking shit. Demise,
yeah. It looks like Cousin It's.
Yeah, you're right. That was a terrible design for a creature,
just with its big, massive freaking toes, a massive mouth, and you
got to fight it again a lot of times.
And, I did not like. I didn't like that.
I didn't like that either.
I didn't like the design of it, and I also didn't like the story behind. I didn't like the idea that Ganon had to be an evil personification of pure evil, and this was like his before form.
Yep.
Sort of thing. Like, why couldn't he just be an evil as fuck man?
Yeah.
Like,
a Gerudo, like he's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, or even the pig monster he was before Ocarina.
Yeah.
I didn't like the cousin It.
Yeah, again, I agree. But, I agree with all of it.
but I will. I thought I was done playing it when I finished it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, I'm never going to touch this one again. I'll keep it in my collection, which I still do, but I'm not ever going to want to touch it again. I will go back and give Skyward Sword another go.
I would definitely say try the HD version. If your barrier to entry with Skyward Sword was the motion controls, definitely try the HD version. They're not the same, by the way. Like, it's not like press B to attack or whatever. Like, it's not that. It's like you're moving the control stick to mimic what motion controls would instead of swinging around, you're moving the stick.
My one came with the golden Wiimote.
Yeah.
Had like the Motion Plus built into it.
Yep. I've got that hiding somewhere. I don't know where. It's packed away somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's my main controller.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't have any other Wii remotes that had Motion Plus.
Yeah, so I think I picked up one like the little extra that you clipped on the arse end
the
of
little
it.
attachment.
Yeah.
But I didn't even have any of those. So
okay.
Every game that came out after Skyward Sword
needed the fucking thing.
So I couldn't even play multiplayer with anything. I just had this one Motion Plus control. But Sylvie has a couple of them. The ones with the little attachment.
Yeah.
The Motion Plus attachment. So we're able to do that. But yeah. And I also don't think I was a fan of the sword being a sentient being before it became the Master Sword.
You don't like Zelda, do you? Really? Like on a whole, like there's a lot of things about Zelda you don't like. You don't really like Zelda. I feel.
I'm just I'm passionate.
Yeah,
I'm passionate, man. Favorite video game series ever. It actually took me a while to really think of that. Actually, what was my favorite video game series of all time?
Yep.
And it was like, is it Mortal Kombat? Is it Street Fighter? Is it Sonic the Hedgehog? And I was like, no, Sonic's 3D adventures are pretty shit for the most part.
Series. If I had to have a series of games, like which video game series was your favorite, I would have put money on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I do.
That's the one I would have guessed.
I love most of the entries in that series.
Yeah.
And I love
especially Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch. That's the best one.
Oh my god, that's a dog's breakfast.
If you haven't, I'm surely anyone watching this is aware of that. But if by some miracle you haven't seen screenshots or comparison shots of Mortal Kombat 11 or Mortal Kombat 1 for that matter on the Switch versus other systems, go and look it up. It's fantastic.
It's my god, it's like everything's in alpha stage.
Yeah.
Like all the graphics.
It is like fucking
stage.
nightmare fuel, some of it. Oh man.
It struggles to load them. It's just, I don't know why they even fucking bothered, really. Like,
do you think they could ever do a Mortal Kombat game again where they like using live action humans like they did for the first one? Do you think they could ever make that work? Hey?
Digitized actors.
Yeah. Do you think they could ever make that work again in a modern Mortal Kombat game? I would imagine that they would be able to do a much, because they've converted them to sprites originally, right?
Yeah.
And they're still only like, they're not. It's still like frame based sprite work. Yes. It's just using a photo of an actor.
Yeah. And have you seen any of the behind the scenes?
I have.
Of them making it, where they have like blue and green screen, and they have like some of the actors, like all the flying kicks are done like on a blue screen staircase. All the flying kicks, like they're on the middle of this staircase, just sticking a leg out, and it looks like that's their flying kick animation.
Yeah. I would imagine they could do a better job of it. I mean, of course they could do a fucking better job of it now, but with the way technology is now, that they'd be able to get like a 3-dimensional scan of a person
Yeah.
Like, because they're doing that, they're already doing like a ton of mocap stuff, right?
Oh, it's all mocap.
Everything's mocap now, right? But I'm not talking about mocap. I'm talking about like actual
actors in the costumes.
Put the actors in the costumes, and that is what is in the game.
Doing what would be the animations.
Yeah.
Doing the move sets.
Yeah. Do you think that would work now, or do you think that'd just look silly?
I think I'd love for them to try, to be honest, because I hate how the last 3 games looked, including Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see them try, because I think that would bring Mortal Kombat back to its campy roots. Like, yes, everyone loves the blood and the gore and shit like that, but let's not also forget that fucking there's brightly colored ninjas everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, like
I wonder how you would do the blood and gore and stuff if you were using real.
Well, that's the thing, and I think they'd also struggle with doing combos. So you'd have to have the actors like how professional players of the game have practiced time and time again and memorized the button combination that's like 20 strings long to do certain combos. You'd have to have the actors actually do it.
Yeah. What if you went back to?
That'd be the trouble.
What if you literally remade Mortal Kombat 2, but just modernized it with new age digital imaging, but like without the huge fucking 20 chain combos? Like, go back to the game of Mortal Kombat 2 and give it a facelift.
No combos at all, just punching, uppercuts.
Yeah. Do you think that would be like, do you think that would actually still be fun? Or do you think it'd be like one of those, that was fun for 5 minutes, curios, and then you put it to the side and it wouldn't be worth the $20 billion they spent to make the thing?
I think it might be more that.
Yeah, okay.
I think it might be more that. Like, I'm still like, it's they returned to that style with the 2009 like Mortal Kombat 10 so to speak, or 9, sorry, it's 9. It came out in 2010,
right?
Which is the last good one and really good Mortal Kombat game in my opinion. So that's when they did, because the 3 prior to that, that's when they were doing the real martial arts. Like, so in number in 5, 6, and 7. In 5, 6, and 7. Number 8 is Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Yeah. Which for some reason it's part of the main series and not a spin-off.
Weird, isn't it?
But storyline wise, it's completely ignored.
Yeah.
So it should just be a spin-off, not a main series. But they count it. That's why we're on, prior to number 1 now. Yeah. The second remake of 1, it was Mortal Kombat 11. If you didn't count that one, that would have been Mortal Kombat 10. But yeah, in 5, 6, and 7 they had real martial arts, which they motion captured.
Okay.
And they actually had each character. I think originally in number 5 and 6, everyone had like 2 different martial arts styles and a weapon style.
Yes. Was that 6?
6.
Did you say? Yeah, I think 6 is the last Mortal Kombat game I played.
Okay. Yeah. 5. It had Baraka on the front cover.
Yeah, I think that's the last one I played.
Because it was the first time he returned to the series since it's like his last proper entry was Mortal Kombat 2. Mm-hmm. He was in. So there's been other games that he's been in, like Mortal Kombat Trilogy and Mortal Kombat Gold.
Yep.
But they're not main storyline sort of. Yeah, they're sort of more compilations or stuff. Yeah. They're not a hard number. So yeah, his last appearance was number 2. Number 2, I think. And so he was a while. He was a long time coming. But yeah, they had the 2 styles each and a weapon style. In 7, they cut down that and gave everyone 1 weapon style and 1 martial arts style.
Yep, I think that was a good move because I remember having no fucking clue what I was doing. Because it was I had enough time picking a character because I'm not a Mortal Kombat aficionado or anything. I was just like, who looks cool? Who do I recognize? Raiden. Right, I'm Raiden. Yep. And then it's like, okay, that's In any other fighter, that's my choice is done now. Let me be right now. It's like, all right, which of these 3 fucking things do you want to be? I don't fucking know. What's like?
See, I didn't like the cut down of 2 martial arts styles to 1 purely because when I picked a character, if I was shit at doing that style of martial art, like playing the character in that style of martial art, I couldn't switch to the other style of martial art they're doing. Yeah. I was sort of forced into shit. I really can't do Mavado's Wing Chun. I can do Wing Chun in real life, but I can't do his in the game, so I can't switch it for something else. Yeah. And I remember Sub-Zero, who's one of my faves. He had his 2 styles in 5 and 6 were Shotokan Karate and Dragon.
Yep.
I could not do Dragon very well with the combos and that, but I could do Shotokan. Or it was vice versa. But the one I was good at is the one they nixed in number 7. So I was like, shit.
Well, scratch Sub-Zero off my list then. Shit. What's Scorpion going on?
Yeah. But yeah, I would love for them to turn to a bit of the more colorful wackiness. Of the older games, because the new
and be less self-serious. You know, like they're trying to be very hard to be very like, and they always have tried to be like very dark, right? But it was like kind of.
They digitized actors to be realistic. So with the last 3,
and it's like it came off campy, but not because they were trying to be campy. It was just like the hodgepodge of
a blue ninja
of design and artistic direction and technical limitations. All that together made it campy. But that's kind of what a lot of people fell in love with Mortal Kombat. And then now when they developed the tech to get out of that phase and make the game that they actually wanted it to be, fans like yourself are like, oh, can't you go back to the...
Yeah, no, go back to it. Because, it was always... You digitizing actors in the originals was always to attempt to be a bit realer than like hand-drawn or animated... characters, and they've gone with the last 3, like X, 11 and 1, with this super serious freaking, we're gonna basically 3D create real human beings as close as fucking possible. And it's so jarring going from game to game too because of that. Because Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat X looks nothing like Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, there's no consistency of unlike Street Fighter where you can tell, you know, like more or less they starting a bit wacky with the more recent ones, I think, right? But like largely from game to game in Street Fighter, you're like, that's Ken, that's Ken, that's Ken, that's Ken, that's Ken. Like, you know, like it's immediately recognizable. The silhouette, everything's immediately recognizable. And some of them, like I agree, like some of the Mortal Kombat ones, I'm like, which one's fucking Sub-Zero? I should not be sitting there on a character segment on a Mortal Kombat going, which one's Sub-Zero? That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And that also raised my other sort of point. It was like when you look at Sub-Zero and Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 1 and Reptile, who was a secret character in it. You look at the green to black ratio of their costume. It's like 90% of it's green or probably 80. And the rest of it's black. And now you look at the costumes now, you're like, he's got more silver on him than he does his trademark color. Scorpion's wearing black and silver a lot more than he's wearing fucking the yellow orange.
He's like the first X-Men movies with the where they were like black leather.
Let's like when you look at the X-Men in the original X-Men movie, it's not, you don't think these guys are fucking X-Men. You think like, this is a bikie gang. and that's exactly
but the kind of biker gang that stops at cafes on the way to like their fucking run up the mountain sort of thing.
But that's the thing with the last 3 Mortal Kombats. It looks like what the designs they've gone for is what Hollywood would do.
Do you think they're fishing for the movie or something?
I don't,
because they got the movie. They got their movie pretty recently.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's better than Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Awful.
It's shit. Awful. I agree. It is terrible.
Oh, it's worse than Van Damme's Street Fighter.
No. There's no way that movie is worse than Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Okay,
No way.
I will concede this point. The
frisbee hat.
The opening scene to that movie is fucking glorious.
Right.
It's the only thing that's good about that movie.
No, frisbee hat's a good line, man.
No.
Sometimes you get a good one,
no Kano.
And sometimes you get frisbee hat. That's a great line.
And that's similar. That's similar to what we're talking about with That's similar to what we're talking about, like with the campiness of the original games.
Yeah.
It was sort of by accident, and it became a beloved thing. Kano in the original movie wasn't meant to be comedic.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. He was just an Australian actor who made the role his own.
Yep.
He did a fucking amazing job with it, and he was loved. That he is funny, but he's not designed to be funny.
Yeah, he reminds me a bit of in that version of Kano reminds me a little bit of what's his name in Black Panther, the arms dealer. Andy Serkis plays him.
Oh yeah, Claw, yeah.
Claw, yeah. He reminds me a little bit of Claw, like that similar sort of like you can't help but kind of love him, even though they're a fucking monster sort of thing.
He's scum of the earth, and he's done some bad shit, but
you still like him a little bit, you know.
But yeah, it's that, and like when they made this recent movie, they're like, everyone loved Kano when they cast this Aussie. So you know what? They love how funny he was. So we're gonna fucking double down by making a comedian play the fucking role of Kano. And I'm like, you fucking all there? Like, oh Jesus.
Still better than Van Damme's Street Fighter. Still better. It was dog shit. I don't disagree that it was dog shit. It was an awful movie, but it was still better than Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Oh,
I actually sat through it until the end, you know. Whereas Street Fighter, like you have to hold me there a lot of the time.
Put it
this way: I watched that, and I go again, not arguing that it's shit, it's terrible, but I watched it by myself, right?
Yeah.
With no one to bounce humor off or laugh at it with or anything like that. I watched it start to finish, went, wow, that was a pile of shit. I'm never watching that again. But I finished it. I would never sit and watch Van Damme's Street Fighter by myself in my lounge room. No way in the world. No. Not happening. I'm Kano.
Quick, change the channel.
Sometimes you get a good one.
But yeah, the recent Mortal Kombat games have gone for let's try and turn this into what a Hollywood blockbuster would be.
Yeah.
And it suffered for it. The last good one was Mortal Kombat 9 that came out in 2012. It's the one us in Australia now have the R rating in video games to thank for.
Yeah.
Because that was just intolerable for the fans that we were barred from having a Mortal Kombat game.
Yep.
So I love that it was Mortal Kombat was the point.
Was the catalyst.
It was just the catalyst. Yeah, and everyone was just like, "Fuck no, we're not having this shit." So now it's a Mortal Kombat game. So yeah, and it was the last really good one. It was camp, like the graphics on it are sort of cartoony a little bit.
Yeah.
But everyone's their colorful selves. Like you knew who was in the roster.
You could tell who Sub-Zero was. I still can't believe that. I can't remember which one it was that I looked at and I was like, did they take Sub-Zero out of the game? No, they haven't taken Sub-Zero out of Mortal Kombat. And I had to fucking go through them to see which one he was. Unbelievable. Yep. Which is your favorite one? Which is your favorite Mortal Kombat?
Oh, depending on the day you catch me, it's
today.
Different, but today. So it's always been a toss-up between Mortal Kombat 2 and the 2010 remake because it was a remake of the first 3 Mortal Kombats thrown into one.
Okay.
And they reimagined some of the story elements because they worked it into.
Was it just called Mortal Kombat?
It was just called Mortal Kombat, which is why the new remake of Mortal Kombat 1 is Mortal Kombat 1.
Because they can't do it again.
Because they can't.
Look, fellas, we can't have 3 Mortal Kombats. Okay.
No, this is just ludicrous. But yeah.
Okay, number 2 or that one.
And also another thing that I really hate, and a lot of people buy the Mortal Kombats because of this.
Tell us another thing you really hate.
It's the fucking guest characters.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this. Yes, tell this story, Scott. Tell the story about your DLC for the guest characters.
I fucking hate the guest characters. They have no fucking place being there. They have no place being there.
Yep,
true. What the fuck does RoboCop and a fucking alien and
some of this? That's what some of this.
I know. It's I have no problem with like Freddy Krueger, who was the first guest character. Really, I think Kratos was also in there for the PlayStation version of that game.
Yep.
But I only ever had the Xbox one and PC, so I just got Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
And they tried to work him in it to make it plausible that he's there, because one of Freddy Krueger's things is that he likes taking souls of kids. So of course, souls is a big thing.
Yeah, right.
Mortal Kombat. So they tried to. This is good. We're gonna shoot.
Bring him in here. Go on, get him in here.
He fits.
Come on, you little fucking scamp, get in there.
But then it was just like, no, they don't fit. And the next game they had like so many. And I'm not even part of the group that says, because there's a group that's like, you're taking up precious character slots with these fucking guest characters when you could be bringing an original character back.
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck if they did that or not. I just want the guest.
Just get him out. Get Arnie out of a Mortal Kombat. I don't want him. I have
no problem. Like if they
tell the story. Tell the story about how you bought this thing. It's so good. What was it? You got like I can't remember what you wouldn't redeem it. You tell the story.
Oh, with
you got some
Mortal Kombat Ultimate.
Yeah, is that the one? Where you refused to redeem it because you didn't want them or something like that.
Yeah. So I got Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate on the Switch. Oh, the Switch. The dog's breakfast version of Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch.
You couldn't possibly make any worse, really.
And it was like 20 something bucks to get it. It was on sale, and I bought it because I thought Mortal Kombat and portable. That's fucking me all over. And then I played it, and it was rubbish. But it came with all of the guest characters, but they were all not installed. Like the game installs separately with all the main cast and everything, and all the combat packs that came afterwards, the DLCs. All the characters that are on there have to be individually installed in the game. So when I got it, and I'm like, okay, and because some of the character pack characters are original, proper Mortal Kombat characters,
right?
So I installed those. Like Shao Kahn was one,
and
Shang Tsung another, and and I got to like fucking RoboCop and a Joker, and I'm like thinking, you know what? They have no fucking place in Mortal Kombat. They shouldn't be in this game, so I'm not installing them.
Even though I own them, I'm not redeeming them.
I'm not redeeming them. They're not in my fucking game.
But isn't their picture still like grayed out or something in the character select?
And when you're in the character select screen and you click on them, it says this character needs to be purchased, and it takes you to the store, the online store, where you can just download it for free.
Yeah.
But I'm not going that far. They can fuck right off out of my roster. And like I don't regret, and I know they have them because they do make a ton of money. They make more money than what they reasonably should.
Bullshit, yeah.
But look what they did with Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. They had something that made a shit ton of money, but they fucked Mortal Kombat because of it.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's separate them. And then they made Injustice with just the DC characters, and that was amazing.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. should have done ages ago with these fucking guest characters.
Do like a Hollywood brawler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Give them that. The 80s fucking brawler where you throw all these.
Oh, you'd throw fucking money at that, wouldn't you? You would love it.
I definitely.
Okay, right. Eight characters. 8 characters who'd be in your 80s action movie, horror movie, whatever. 80s movie brawler. 8 characters. Can you get a roster of 8 in there?
A roster of 8?
Yeah, roster of 8 for your 80s. Your 80s movie brawler.
See, okay. I'm struggling. Rambo's got to be in there.
Rambo, right? There's one.
Rambo. And if it's a fighting game, I'd have Rocky.
Rocky, too.
Going for the Stallones.
Yep. Have Stallone fight himself. Nice.
So the weird thing is I don't...
What's his character in Over the Top? Would you have him?
He's a skid. DLC skid. Like I'd want to throw like fucking. See, I'd like to say I want to throw aliens and
anything. The door's open. Anyone you want.
But like that's the thing. Like, what's an alien going to do in a fucking martial arts tournament?
I don't know.
Like,
would you have the Predator in there?
Yeah, because he at least takes his mask off and like, okay, come on and have a go.
Yeah, have a go.
Like,
or would you have Dutch in there?
I have to have Arnie, but I think
it's got to be Commando.
It'd be like probably Commando.
It's got to be. What's his fucking name in Commando? I can't remember.
Oh, it's something manly. Like it's something.
Something manly.
It's the sort of name that says you've got hairs on your chest. Like,
hang on, I gotta look this up.
Major? No.
It's not that. John Matrix. John fucking Matrix. All right, that's number. Is that number 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see. Who the fuck else? I'd have see, I don't know if I'd I know. I feel like I need to put Van Damme in there.
You kind of do need to put Van Damme in there, I feel.
But I think I'd have to go with Van Damme from Bloodsport.
Yeah, I was going to say, got to be Bloodsport Van Damme, right?
Which is ironic because...
Come on, how can you walk past Guile Van Damme? Habish, the son of a bish.
The Bloodsport version of Van Damme is actually what Johnny Cage is in the original Mortal Kombat.
That's right.
He's even wearing the exact same outfit.
Yep. All right, so there you go. There's your 5.
So
3 more.
Who else? Who else fights in? Fucking hell,
Jason.
Yeah, but he uses a machete. He's not really a does. All
right, so we're going pure no weapons. It's just fisticuffs.
Yeah. Well, Rambo would use weapons.
Okay.
But yeah.
3 valuable slots.
Yeah, I don't think I'd put any fucking horror icons or anything in there. They just don't sort of in a fighting game like where they've got equal footing.
Yeah. Would you put Bruce in there?
Bruce
Lee.
Yeah, I feel like I'd have to from Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon, Bruce. Yeah, all right. There's number 6.
Yeah,
2 to go.
The Dragon, Bruce. I think I might even have to throw Drago from Rocky 4.
Oh God, yeah, okay, all right.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yep.
I
Not
think
Mr.
I'd
T.
have to throw in there. I do like Mr. T.
Yeah. But it'd have to be Drago.
I can't give the whole roster to the Rockies.
And when you select Drago, when you start the match, it does like a training montage, like a quick 5-second training montage.
Yep. Of him getting roided up.
Yep.
Right before the match.
Was Drago number 6 or was that number 7?
No. He's in the 4. Oh.
No. I mean, like of your roster.
I think I've got 2 more left.
Okay, 2 more left after Drago. Sure, go.
2 more left. I feel like I'm missing some really fucking obvious
I'm
ones.
sure there's some bangers out there. What about John McClane?
No, he just runs around in bare feet shooting up the joint.
What about Hans Gruber?
No, you just got Groob. No, not good old Alan Rickman.
Not Hans. That's 90s anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, that's more 90s. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
some other.
Give me a tough one.
80s bangers here. Come on, we need two more. Hang on. Best 80s action movies. All right, here we go. I'll give you some crackers. What about Tom Cruise from Top Gun?
I'd have him in the background, like strung up and tortured and shit, like part of the scene.
All right, here's one for you.
Yep.
Highlander.
Ooh. Yeah. I'd probably throw Christopher Lambert in there.
Indy?
Nah.
No, Indy. He's not taking Indy. Wounded. What about Seagal?
See, he's more 90s. I would throw Seagal in.
Yeah, okay.
But I could only ever throw under.
What about the Karate Kid?
Oh yes.
Oh, he's in there. All right, there's number 7.
Daniel LaRusso. Yep.
There's number 7. A kid.
I think that's it, isn't it? I think
Keaton's Batman. RoboCop.
No, see, it's all. I don't like the character. I don't think the character.
Oh, what's his fucking name? Gibson in Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh, I just know him as Mel Gibson.
But that guy.
I don't remember.
I can't remember his character.
Why not get Donald Glover and just have him like his only move is saying he's too old for this shit. Chuck Norris.
It doesn't matter what button you press. That's all it does. I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, I'd throw Chuck Norris in there.
Oh, of course. How could we miss Chucky, boy?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Done. There's your list.
Who only ever has a spinning roundhouse.
Yep, that's it. That's his
only move.
Every button.
And when you try and move him like left or right, he just does the roundhouse.
Like even the D-pad, the D-pad is back to spinning roundhouse.
And if you don't touch the controller for like 10 seconds, he does one anyway.
Which Chuck is it? Is it like Walker Texas Ranger?
No, I see.
Give me the cowboy boots. Go on.
I think this is where I've failed as a fan of 80s cinema. I have not I've only seen one Chuck Norris film.
Oh, would that be can I guess the one?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Is it the one he's in with Bruce?
Yep.
Yeah, what's it called?
Way of the Dragon.
Way of the Dragon, that's the one.
Yep. I've only ever seen that one Chuck Norris movie.
Yeah, right.
That's a good fight. I love the scene where Bruce like grabs a handful of chest hair and like he like whips it on. He's got this huge, massive clump of like chest hair, right, in his hand, and then when you look at Chuck, it's like there's nothing gone.
He doesn't even notice.
and like Bruce, I think Bruce even does the the but even some is still there, I think.
I've forgotten all about that bit. Oh, that's great.
That's brilliant.
All right, come on, you got to map. No, that was getting it done to him. I was going to say you got to map that move in there. Maybe if that's a special, if you have Bruce up against Chuck,
if you have Bruce,
it's like a special move that's unlocked only for that matchup.
Yep.
If you try and do it to any other character, he sort of like reaches out and then looks at his hand like,
Yeah, like.
But you do it against Chuck.
When in the original trilogy of Mortal Kombat games, when you had Johnny Cage, if you tried to do the split punch, you know how he does the splits and punches you in the groin?
Yep.
He doesn't do it to women.
Oh, right, okay.
With female characters, he does the splits and then he like makes a motion but doesn't. His arm doesn't shoot and it doesn't hurt, doesn't do shit. It's only males he does the groin punch.
Yeah, right.
So it'd be like that. Like Bruce would just
only works on Chuck. And then he just cop a spinning roundhouse anyway when he tried it. Because you try and block and that's also a spinning roundhouse kick.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, there we go. That's the 80s action brawler. Yep. What would you call it? Do you have a name for this thing? I've
been trying to think of a name ever since the Mortal Kombat didn't just dropping too many fucking guest characters in the rosters.
Yeah,
I've been wanting them to fuck off and go in their own game, and I've been trying to think of what would you call it.
Oh, there's got to be a good. If you've got a good cheesy '80s action name for that game, let us know.
Like the closest thing I could come up with it's already taken, obviously, but was something like Last Action Hero. Or
Oh, that's good. That is genius. Yeah, that's great. That is actually really good. Oh man. Hey, we should do our show and tell if we want to do that. Have you got anything you want to show, Scotty? We thought we'd like to wrap these little conversations up. We'd sort of like pick something out of our collection to show you guys and each other in case we haven't seen it. There's not much in either of our collections that we haven't seen of each other's, if you know what I mean. But, you know, I thought it'd be fun just to grab something off the shelf and talk about why you've got it on the shelf in the first place and where you got it from and all that sort of jazz, what it is. Have you got anything you want to share, Scotty?
Oh, Jesus. I'm a bit under freaking prepared.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to go? If you don't have one, that's okay. I'll go.
No, you go ahead.
All right.
I'll see what I can scrounge up.
All right. I'll see if I'm rummaging in my pockets. Oh, here's a super rare NES game that I've got. Mine's a toy, actually.
Yeah.
Mine's a toy. I'm pretty sure you had a hand in maybe helping get these to me, perhaps. I don't know. They're not a retro toy. Okay. They're from 2008, but they are a toy that is, even though they're still fairly modern, they're quite difficult to get, and when you can get them, they're very fucking expensive. They're like more expensive than a lot of sort of 80s era toys, you know, even though they're from 2008. And they are I've only got two of them, the action figures from my favorite Spider-Man show, the Spectacular Spider-Man action figures. I have two of these. Do you know about these? Have you seen these?
No, I have not seen.
Oh, you've not seen these at all? Did you not know I had these?
No.
Oh,
no, I did not.
This is not well.
I've seen like your like Disney Infinite.
No. Yep. No, these are like the proper action figures that they released for the show. They released a decent amount of characters actually, but for some reason, I don't know, because the show only went for 2 seasons before it got cancelled. I don't know if like suddenly the figure line dried up really quickly because it was only out, like maybe it was only out for the second season by the time they got it in production and all that sort of. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, the figures are really hard to get. You can still find them on eBay, but they're like $100, $200 more in some cases. Yeah, just for these like fairly recent figures.
It's a much beloved series, and
so here is Spidey.
Oh yeah, that's the face.
Yeah, that's the look, and I think that's what I love about these figures is how well they capture the art style of the show. Yeah. Like you can see, like on his arms, it's all like angular. Yeah, the same as Sean Galloway's art is in the show, which I love the art in the show. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of translating that into a 3-dimensional action figure. There he is in the back. So I think my only hang-up with this Spidey is that he's not superly well articulated. So he's got like, you can kind of move his arms like up and down this way. They're kind of, they are kind of a ball joint, like they do roll.
Yep. Oh, that's
right, which totally that's rolling. Pretty cool. He's got one hand that's like shooting webs, and the other hand I think is supposed to be grabbing onto webbing or something, perhaps. I don't know, some accessory. Hey, it is in like a precarious like position, isn't it? Like, you know. Yeah.
I hope he's pulling his punches. He's pulling his grabs. That one.
Oh, fucking hell. And he's got just a single sort of, you know, his knee joint is there, but the hips are a little bit like they're not a ball joint. They're like, because I don't know if you can see it, like they move forward, but they don't move sideways. So to move it sideways, you have to like turn
the leg.
When you turn the leg, it still doesn't turn the ball joint.
Yep.
So you kind of have to do a little bit of maneuvering to actually get it to go out that way.
practice his yoga.
Yeah, it turns this way. So, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you can't quite get him into, because of that, I feel, a really, like, Spidey-like position, if you know what I mean. Yep. Like, he can kind of really only stand and bring his legs up. And that's kind of like, you could go like that kind of thing. I love it. But you can't get him into like some really crazy kind of like, I remember like I had a Spider-Man figure. Oh God. Back when I was like a late teenager, I bought a Spidey figure that I loved, and it had just crazy articulation. Like you could set this fucking thing up in all kinds of like really like, you know, Todd McFarlane style poses and things. You'll never be able to do that with this, you know. It's just not quite there. He pivots at the waist, at the chest, sorry. Yep. He doesn't pivot at the waist at all. But visually, he stands up really nicely. But I just wish I could, like, especially having now unboxed those Jada Street Fighter figures that are just like bonkers articulated. You can put them in tons of different like fighting poses and things. Like I've got Chun-Li. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I saw your unboxing video of those.
Like I've got Chun-Li in like this sort of pose, you know, and I could put her in any kung fu pose I can think of. I'll be able to put her into. She's that articulated. I wish I had a Spider-Man figure like that, you know. Yeah. And I still want to find that figure. But articulation issues aside, and you know, crotch grabbing action aside, I think he looks really nice and is very, very faithful to the show. Yeah. I wish I could pose him better than that. Like when I stick him in my shelf, he's going to be posed like that. But
ball grab is all you need.
Crotch grab Spidey was on the package, I'm pretty sure. Crotch grab action Spidey. Future lawsuit Spidey. Anyway, so that's Spidey. The other one, while we're on not toilet, sexual humor, this one's going to do it for you as well. So the other one is Doc Ock.
Oh, okay.
From the show. Who is like one of the, if you've seen the show, if you haven't seen the show, fuck me, go and watch the show. It's an incredible adaptation of Spider-Man. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you haven't seen Spectacular Spider-Man, it's on Disney Plus at the moment, I think. Fucking go and watch
Everything is.
It is so good. Hey?
Yeah. Everything is on
Everything
Disney
is,
Plus.
yeah. Now, I just actually discovered something. Don't you love it when you've got a toy that you've had for years, and then you figure out something new about it that you never knew it could do?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I just found, as I got this out of the box to show tonight, figured out it could do something that I didn't, either I'd forgotten it could do or I didn't realize it could do at the time. Now, the only issue with Doc Ock here, when I got these, they were boxed, right? They were on card. And I opened them at the time because I just like my figures displayed loose. Yeah. But I think he maybe had been stuck in his card for a long time, and it sort of like molded his arms. Let's just say, like, well, you'll see what I mean. Some of us have issues, okay? Some of us have problems, and that's okay. As we get older, happens to the best of us. So here's Doc Ock. And as you'll see, his arms are slowly deflating. Down they go. I think they're supposed to be like bendable, that you can like bend and put them in any position, but they don't stay there. They sort of like, and eventually, if I leave this, they will go completely flaccid and go down like this.
Oh wow!
Which is terrible because I want them up here and they just won't stay up here.
Yeah. You got.
And he's always been like that. So I think it's just
over the top.
Yeah, you got to have him over the top. But there he is again. Again, just awesome. The way they've replicated the art style, if you've seen the show, is just fucking bang on with this figure. Nice and chunky too. I love big chunky figures.
Could you maybe do like what they do with bonsai trees and get like that wire to wrap around the arms to pose them and keep them
he's actually got wire running through the middle
arms,
of the arms. Yeah. So I think that's what's supposed to be giving it its posability. There, look, they're proper flaccid now. Look at that. What's supposed to be giving it its posability is that wire.
Okay, Doc, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that's it. It's just, Happens to the best of us. So he's got very little articulation because I guess his arms are supposed to have where all the articulation is. He can move his like hand.
He just walks around like that in that pose. His arms doing everything.
Back, step back. There's a sexual predator arachnid around. And he can move his arm like. He can turn this way. This one can move much the same way. He's got articulation at the shoulder, articulation at the wrist. He can move his head backwards and forwards. Now, one issue with him is, well, besides the flaccidity, is that you can move this leg, but I was like, I couldn't get this leg to move. It's stuck, right? It doesn't articulate. Yeah. And so what that means is he's only got one standing position, but the weight of the arms on the back, because I can't pose them properly, causes him to like fall over backwards a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And I figured out as I was fucking around with this leg, trying to get it to a pose that I could, get him to stand up properly. I found out that his leg does this.
Oh.
You press the leg.
Wow.
Chink, 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 chink. How cool is that? That's fucking awesome. I never knew all these years I've had this. I never knew it could do that. It would have said that on the fucking card when I got him. Just obviously didn't read it or forgot all about it. And so I was fucking around trying to pose this leg and it was like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. So there you go. Now the bottom ones can also close. I don't know if they're also supposed to close and open with the leg action. They don't. It's only the two top ones that do it. So I don't know if the two bottom ones are broken or if they were never ever supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That's my little show and tell Doc Ock and Spidey. And I'd love to get more of them because I just think they're fantastic looking toys, but fucking hell, they're expensive. If you want a black suit Spidey, you're looking at over $200 easy.
Yeah.
To get one of those bad boys.
It'll be Venom as well. That's
Venom. I want to get a Venom. I'd love to get a Venom. I'd love to get a Sandman. I'd love to get a lot of the figures. Like Sandman's a nice big chunky one like this, so I like that. I think you can get I'd love to get a Shocker because I love the Spectacular Spider-Man version of Shocker. Yep. Bug.
Montana.
Yep. But there you go. Yep. There they are. My 2008 from Hasbro, I believe. Yes.
Cool.
Spectacular Spider-Man action figures. Maybe if I come across more, hopefully I'll find more to grace the shelves. But I ain't paying $200 for them as much as I love them.
Yeah.
Stand up, you bastard! Just stand up.
Well, you won't be paying $200 yet.
Yeah,
that'll come, and then you'll end up buying a Doc Ock that doesn't have
standing. It doesn't have issues. Cool. Well, that's me done. Is there anything you wanted to share, Scott?
Well, actually, I might have something. You just have to bear with me while I have a quick little sift because I think it's quick behind rummage. Me.
Okay.
But I don't know what my screen's going to do. If I'm going to disappear into the ether.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. It'd probably try to overwrite your screen, wouldn't it?
So hang on.
All right.
Just bear with me. All right. And I can't even hear you, but let me have a rub.
Oh, look at him. He's walking away. He's walking off into the sunset. Like Chuck Norris in Walker, Texas Ranger. Basically identical. I can hardly tell the difference. Chuck's probably got less chest hair.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a bag. He's got a whole fucking bag of stuff. That he's pulled out of the sun.
And I'm back.
All right. If this doesn't work, we'll just jump cut to
jump cut.
Yeah, at the end.
So I just grabbed a bag.
Yeah, you grabbed a whole fucking bag of shit.
Absolutely.
Just one thing. All we need is one thing.
This is what so in the interest
not one bag of things.
Now I'm just trying to find. Now I don't even know if my screen's going to show these.
No.
So we will see. Trying to find. There's two of them. Aha! Here we go. All right, this you'll appreciate.
Okay. Have I seen this or not?
I don't know. I don't think you have.
Oh, hang on. Give me a clue. Let's see if I can guess.
Okay. All right.
Is it a toy or a game?
It's a toy.
It's a toy. Okay.
Two. I have
two toys. Okay.
And they're you've got your versions. I've got mine.
Okay. So I own versions of these already.
You've got your own versions of these.
Okay.
Oh, well, close.
Are they Nintendo related?
You can find their games on Nintendo consoles, yes.
Oh, okay. But they're not first-party Nintendos?
No, they're not first-party Nintendo.
I've got my versions of a toy from a game you can find on a Nintendo console.
Mm-hmm.
Are they Ninja Turtles?
No.
Okay.
No. Close.
Oh, close.
Think of martial arts. So, okay.
That I own. Street Fighter?
Bingo.
Ah,
So I have these are, I can't remember who did these. So I got these as presents, both of these.
Okay.
And these are from Street Fighter 4.
Oh, nice.
The game originally came out, and they are super articulate. And they have a hard time articulating.
Yeah, like the Jada ones. They're super stiff.
But yeah, so let's see. And like your Jada ones, or Yada.
I think it's Jada. I'm pretty sure it's Jada.
They've got the hard plastic body, but with a rubbery suit.
Nice. Oh, yeah, nice.
And my Ryu.
Yep.
So hang on.
There you go. If you put it in front of you, we'll be able to see it. Yep, that's cool.
Yep.
Now, who makes these, Scott?
I don't know.
Does it say under the foot?
I'm trying to find. Well, that's the thing. There's nothing written on the foot.
Oh.
Which is usually your go-to.
Like are they NECA, maybe a NECA figure, or?
Well, I don't know if they're NECA. They certainly have.
That'll be if anybody knows who made these particular figures, let us know.
They got,
they. I said in my Jada unboxing, like I love the really chunky when they lean into the disproportioned art style of Street Fighter for their figures. I really like that. That's a fucking nice one. That one.
But yeah, that's my Ryu. He did have changeable hands.
They do.
He did, yeah. Does, and he's got.
Is his bandana like kind of a rubbery?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's rubber.
Yeah.
But he's just.
Yeah, very nice. If I get my Ryu, how does he compare?
I imagine bloody close. I think it's probably the same.
Mine's much more based on the Street Fighter 2.
So yeah.
Because I mean that's what they're the figures for. They're the figures for Street Fighter 2. I like
yours more than I like this.
Yeah.
I like yours more than I like this.
But like that's definitely the Street Fighter 4 art style though that yours is. Yeah. And I like that.
So that's number one.
Yeah, that's a nice one, dude.
Yeah, I like your Ryu, and
you'll be able to see him in person soon. Have a close look.
I tried to get him in the pose. But this is as best as I can do.
Oh. You son of a bitch!
Is he gonna focus?
No, it's focused on you.
Not gonna focus.
Pulling back a bit. That's a nice chunky figure. They don't have Guile in the Jada ones yet.
Oh yeah. So
look at the flat top on that bad boy. You could stand him. He would stand up. He would stand on his head, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He totally would. Hang on.
That's the only right way to pose a Guile action figure, I think, is upside down on his. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, and so I wasn't a big fan of this Guile.
Yeah.
And if you can guess why, no, you know my stickles. I'm a stickler for certain things.
Why don't you like that Guile? Is it the hair?
No.
No.
Glaringly obvious to me when I got it. My brother got me this.
As soon as you opened it, were you like,
you, bro? And thank you for the figure. I do love the figure.
Would you open it and go like, huh?
No, I didn't have to open it to know why I went, huh.
But you did go, huh? That's what I was getting at.
Not in front of him.
It was oh wow, thank you. It was like,
back when I could fake enthusiasm.
What is it? Tell me what it is. Is it his eyes?
It's his clothing.
Oh, but his clothing is the clothing from Street Fighter 4, isn't it?
It's not.
Oh, hang on. It's Nash's clothing.
That's right.
Oh,
there you go.
Shit.
Ding, ding, ding. Give the boy a prize. Yes, this is not Guile's original proper outfit. This is the Nash skin for Guile from Street Fighter 4.
So what's his skin? Remind me what his skin is.
He's just got like a green tank top.
Oh, you're right. He does too.
With army camo pants.
I remember now.
Tank top with army camo pants.
Holy shit!
So this is the Nash outfit. So yeah. Still
could be a rare variant, Scott.
He might be. Yeah. Let's see if there's any. So no, I can't find any.
No marking on him either.
Does your Jada figures have anything written in any particular place?
Yeah, they're under the feet.
Under the feet.
For mine?
Oh no, these are definitely not under the feet. Yeah, he does have holes for being posed, but yeah.
Oh, well, if anyone knows who makes these Street Fighter 4 figures, drop a comment and let us know. Put us out of our misery.
Yeah.
I really like how they look though. I like the chunkiness of them. I like that they've mirrored the art style of the game really nicely.
Try and do the Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom. Has he got like the double jointed knees like mine do? Yeah, it looks like he does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does have that.
They're just super stiff.
But they're super stiff.
Yeah.
Because they've been in a freezing cold garage.
There'd be some weight in those too, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, they're really bloody. They don't want to move, and I feel like if I force it, it's gonna break.
You got that like feeling like I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break this.
Break this. Yeah. Yep. Ah.
Oh god. Ah.
There we go. There's his.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
There we go. Yep.
While doing a Sonic Boom. It's got to be Van Damme.
Yep.
We didn't get a single fucking Sonic Boom in that Street Fighter movie either, did we?
No. We just got the backflip kick.
Nothing. We got nothing. We got a bish.
We got a bish, and we got the big massive American flag.
There you go.
I can't even because of the collar of the shirt. I can't even get him like looking really side on into it.
You can't get the 6x4 glossy of Van Damme, the equivalent. Nice. Yeah, I like him, Scotty. But you don't like the Guile one.
I don't like the Guile one just because it's alternate costume, not not original. I love the original costume.
It's like my second player Ryu.
Yeah, your second player.
Yeah, where I picked it up because it was dirt fucking cheap. And but and that was the first one I bought, but I still wanted regular Ryu. I didn't want to just have. So I get it. I do get it.
Ryu not in a white gear.
Yeah. You got to have his proper duds, you know.
Unless he's evil Ryu.
Yeah.
But I have a whole bag full of fucking toys and figures and shit from years.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Some that got treated more kindly than others.
Okay. Well, stay tuned then. We'll
for another time.
Yeah, that was fun. I think we definitely will do these show and tells at the end of each one just to have a look. Sorry, Scott's brother. You know, get better at gift buying, I guess.
I'm pretty certain he got me the Ryu and he got me the Guile to go with him.
Yep.
I absolutely loved the Ryu.
Yeah.
And given how you've been doing it, I think I might try and pose them on the shelf somewhere.
Yeah. Mine sit really nicely on the shelf.
But my board game, video game shelf is so chockers.
Yeah. Well, you know what you do when that happens, Scott?
I need another shelf. Buy
another shelf. That's right. You gotta have another shelf.
Yep.
Cool, dude. Well, I think we might wrap it up there. How long have we been on this thing for? Yeah, a bit over an hour and a half. That's pretty good. I think we'll try and keep these around sort of the 90-minute mark. I think that's a pretty good time frame for these. But yeah. Hey, Joe Youngman. My fucking hand. Oh, God. Look at it. The stare.
No, it's still not focusing.
No, it won't focus that close.
No.
All right, let's wrap it up, man. I think we will get on out of here. Thanks for hanging out. If you've been hanging out with us, I hope this was vaguely interesting. If it was, let us know if we should do more of these. I think we're going to fucking do more of these anyway because this is what Scott and I do. all we're doing is hitting a record button. That's the only difference, really. Yep. And Scott's being far less racist than he probably otherwise would.
Yes, I've really raised it in. No.
That's going to do it from us, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Until next time, I've been Jamie. That's been Scott. And make sure you keep on side scrolling. Ta-ta!